Chapter 616 Sun. Very few in the Sun Moon Empire knew that Xu Yanan had tagged along with them. The reason why Juzi brought him with her was because she couldn't leave him alone in the Empire. After all, she had left with the strongest fighting force in the Empire. Furthermore, something had happened to her son before. She was afraid of a repeat of the incident, which prompted her to bring him along with her. In her opinion, he was very safe with such a powerful Soul Engineer Legion led by Elder Kong personally. However, who knew that the situation would be like this now? Huo Yuao was stunned for a moment after listening to Xu Yanan's words. He couldn't help but think of the time when he first met him. He lowered his head and saw the beautiful, black short hair that Xu Yanan had. His big black eyes were very bright, and his skin was just like his mother's, very smooth and delicate. He looked elegant in his outfit. The smile on his face was even more captivating. He was only 6 or 7, but he was not frantic at all. Rather, he was curious as he lifted his head to look at Huo Yuao. Could Huo Yuao really lay his hands on this kid? It was a certain no. It was impossible. However, he had no choice after being forced by Juzi. Juzi shuddered as she screamed, Huo Yuao, you must not touch Yanan. Huo Yuao took a deep breath and calmed himself down, then agreed to my conditions. Leave with your people and return to the Sun Moon Empire. Juzi's eyes flashed and she gritted her teeth. She was already a little speechless as she looked at Huo Yuao. Revenge had been her life's goal. However, there were only 2 important people in her life. One was this man, who had disappeared for 3 years. The other was the little kid in his arms. Huo Yuao was still less important. After all, she didn't belong to him. However, Xu Yanan was her only son. He was her only reason to live. Juzi didn't even dare to imagine what would happen if something happened to him. Perhaps she would really use the blood of the continent to pay respects to her son. Even though she knew that Huo Yuao had always been very soft-hearted and wouldn't do anything to her son, she didn't dare to take the gamble. It was too scary. Why? Why must you protect the White Tiger Duke? Why don't you let me kill him? You should know that it's better for my empire to rule the continent compared to what's going on now. I'm no longer the one who can make the decision anymore. Even if you threaten me, Juzi could not carry on any further as she spoke until this point. This was because she was terrified to see Huo Yuao caressing her son's head. Given his abilities, he just needed an instant to kill him. No, Yuao, don't do it. Don't harm Yanan. Juzi begged. Kong Deming was already very grim now. Xu Yanan wasn't just the emperor, he was also his disciple. Although he was only 6, his potential was already recognized and well loved by Kong Deming. He believed that he could nurture a great emperor for the empire. Now that he was in the enemy's hands, the circumstances had changed completely. Moreover, the Sun Moon Imperial Soul Engineer Legion had been wiped out. It was a complete turnaround. Huo Yuao's abilities were simply too terrifying. No one from the Sun Moon Empire could fight him. Under this circumstance, no one could possibly save Xu Yanan. After listening to Juzi's words, Huo Yuao turned his head to look at the White Tiger Duke. The White Tiger Duke was also staring back at him. He revealed a gentle gaze in his eyes, whereas Huo Yuao appeared very conflicted. Do you know why I'm protecting him? Why won't I let you kill him? I'll tell you in front of everyone. Huo Yuao took in a deep breath. Xu Yanan was very obedient in his arms. He didn't struggle at all, because Huo Yuao turned around again and glared at Juzi. He is my biological father. When he said this, it was like a bomb that was dropped on 2 people. Although he wasn't very loud, it was very clear in every part of the battlefield because of the conduction of his immense spiritual power. On the city walls, Dai Yueheng, Dai Huabin and Dai Luolai were all jolted awake. They also heard everything Huo Yuao said. Apart from Dai Luolai, Dai Yueheng and Dai Huabin were both stunned. This was especially so for Dai Huabin. Ever since he had entered Shrek Academy, he had been chasing and challenging one person. No matter what, he wouldn't have expected this. He didn't expect Huo Yuao to be his brother. In terms of age, Huo Yuao should be his younger brother. Juzi was in a daze. She looked at Huo Yuao, and her mouth was already subconsciously wide open. There were many thoughts in her mind, but she didn't expect this to be the case. How could this be the case? The White Tiger Duke, the person she hated to the core, was actually Huo Yuao's father. Didn't that mean that Dai Hao was? Juzi felt as if cold water had been poured on her head when she developed this thought. She staggered in the air and almost couldn't control her body. She fell just like that. The White Tiger Duke was equally as astonished as he drifted to Huo Yuao's side. What are you talking about? The White Tiger Duke's voice had completely changed. In his heart, this young man was one of the most powerful individuals in the younger generation of Soul Masters. He was the most outstanding person in Shrek. Because of him, the Douluo Empire had managed to avert a few disasters. Did he actually mention that he's my son? That's right. You are my father. Huo Yuao turned to look at Dai Hao. He was no longer calm, and his voice was shaking a little. Due to his emotional undulations, an indescribable sense of sorrow also influenced everyone around him. However, you are also my enemy at the same time. Huo Yuao was already very pale when he said this. The White Tiger Duke's voice cracked as he asked, No, this is impossible. How could you possibly be my son? Huo Yuao took in a deep breath and tried to suppress his emotions. In that case, let me remind you that my mom's surname is Huo. You should recognize that. As he spoke, Huo Yuao lifted his hand and retrieved a dagger from his storage type cell tool before passing it to the White Tiger Duke. This is a gift of love that you gave my mom. I hope you haven't forgotten. The White Tiger Duke paused for a moment. He was fixated on the White Tiger dagger in Huo Yuao's hand. He took it subconsciously, but his hands were shaking. You're Yuna's kid. Yuna, she actually bore me a child. Didn't she die of sickness when I went out for an expedition? How did this happen? The person who told you about my mom's death must be your wife. Huo Yuao said coldly. In your heart, my mom must have died some 20 odd years ago. Dai Hao was in a daze as he looked at the dagger. I was busy with war. I couldn't return even after learning Yuna was dead. Things were very tense at the front line. I didn't return to the Duke's mansion for 10 years. When I returned, she was already in ashes. The only thing I could do was refurbish her tomb. You're actually Yuna's son. You shouldn't be called Huo Yuao then. You should be called Dai Yuao. Huo Yuao shook his head with force and raged. No, I'm not Dai Hao. I'm Huo Yuao. I'm only Huo Yuao. I'm my mother's son, not your son. Have you taken care of me for a single day? Did you even know I existed? When I was young, I had to watch you from afar. You even returned then. But why didn't you go and see my mom? Why did you let your wife bully her? I returned. Every time I did so, I had to leave hastily. Things were simply too hectic in the military. Yes, I neglected Yuna. Dai Hao turned pale. Even when he faced Juzi's sword, he didn't look as lost as he was right now. Huo Yuao turned his head suddenly and tried to hold back his tears. After we deal with this matter, I will get back everything you owe my mother from the Duke's mansion. You and your wife. As he spoke, Huo Yuao turned to Juzi. Do you understand? You should. No matter how much I'm unwilling to admit it, his blood flows in me. Although he harmed my mother, he's still a hero of the Douluo Empire. I'm not ashamed because his blood flows in me. No matter what, I won't let him die by your hands. Now you should understand why I'm protecting him, right? After he finally vented everything he had kept in his heart for so many years, Huo Yuao felt relieved. Everything was about to be over. After he defeated the Sun Moon Empire's army, he would return to the Duke's mansion. Tang Wutong was close to Huo Yuao and grabbed onto his arm. She grabbed his arm and used the warmth of her palms to comfort him. She was the only one who wasn't astonished by his words. This was because she already knew. He still deeply recalled the vow he had made before he left the Duke's mansion more than 10 years ago. If not for that vow, he wouldn't have trained so tirelessly. Although his hatred had diminished, he still believed he needed to deal with his mother's matter. A bitter look surfaced on Juzi's face. I didn't expect this. I really didn't expect this. You are actually his son. Yuao, I have to thank you. You are right. I really shouldn't kill him. No matter how much I hate him, I can't kill him. Return my son to me. Return Yanan to me. I'll promise you anything. I'll pull the army back. We'll return the land we've taken from the Douluo Empire to them. However, both the Heavenly Soul and Doling Empires have long been occupied. We can't return them. They are already more than half the Sun Moon Empire's land. I have no right to return them. What I can do is to return the Douluo Empire. It's already the most I can do. The White Tiger Duke was slightly shocked when he heard Juzi's words. It was already a surprise that the Sun Moon Empire was willing to return their territories. As for the Douluo and Heavenly Soul empires, their royal families were completely powerless. Even if their empires were returned to them, they were no longer capable of running them. Undoubtedly, this was the best that could be achieved. After pondering for a moment, Hua Yuan nodded and said, "All right, we'll follow your idea. Retreat with your army and leave the Daluo Empire. However, since you betrayed our promise, I'll need you to pay for it 100 times more. Within the next 1,000 years, the Sun Moon Empire must not invade the Daluo Empire." Zhu Zi sighed. "All right, I can promise that. However, we'll counterattack if the Daluo Empire attacks us. Return my child to me. We'll leave immediately." She finally compromised. It had to do with Elder Kong. This was their bottom line that Elder Kong had suggested to her. As Hua Yuan and Tang Wutong were simply too strong and there were stationary interference shells, the entire Sun Moon Empire army might actually be wiped out if Hua Yuan decided to attack. They could only leave this place first before finding a way to invent a soul tool strong enough to deal with him. Hua Yuan said, "Leave first. As for Yanan, I'll take care of him. You've already betrayed your promise once. How do you expect me to trust you again? After 10 years, I'll return him to you as long as the Sun Moon Empire remains obedient." "What?" Zhu Zi exclaimed. "You're going to take Yanan away for 10 years? No, impossible. Impossible." After hearing that Hua Yuan wanted to leave with Xu Yanan, Zhu Zi panicked. Hua Yuan dealt with this in a composed manner. "You betrayed our trust and started a war. We can't trust you anymore. Xu Yanan will follow me for the next 10 years, and we'll see what happens next. You can leave now. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also leave a comment down below with suggestions on what novels to read.